Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Thoughts of a Rambling Mind. As you know, I only make videos when I find something intriguing, and of course, I'm intrigued. So this video is going to be about analyzing the 12th round of the Terrence Crawford Postol fight. Right? And why is this so important? Because I think it's the best fight to analyze just about every tactic that might happen in a Errol Spence Terrence Crawford fight. All right, so let's break this down. Also, by the way, please like, subscribe, add some comments down in the comment section, and share my video because I kind of broke the YouTube rules and I got caught for spamming, so they kind of reducing the distribution of my videos. So I got a little 8-day little issue there, and so if you guys please share the video. Anyway, right to it. Terrence Crawford and fighting Postol for 11 rounds fought the perfect fight that I think would be the way he would fight Errol Spence. Basically stayed at range, skipped around, did a lot of running, as some people would say, the entire fight long. He was consistent. He stayed to the game plan for 11 straight rounds. In the 11th round, Postol, during a clinch, was punching Terrence Crawford in the back of the head. He got a warning. The very next clinch, which happened a couple seconds later, he punched him in the back of the head again. The referee took a point. Now, once the referee took this point, the round ended. Postol went back to his corner. When he went back to this corner, I don't know what discussion happened, but the announcers were discussing about how angry the corner man was. Postol then comes out like a bat out of hell. He comes out with the intent to knock Terrence Crawford out. Comes straight at him. He looks almost like a white version of Errol Spence. He comes straight at him. Fists flying, heavy punches. Crawford tries very hard to avoid these for a while, but then Crawford gets clipped. And when he gets clipped, the old Crawford comes back. The guy that doesn't like to take the lick, the guy that needs to get his lick back, comes back. And he starts to go toe for toe. And initially, when the toe for toe happens, Postol cowers. He breaks first. They're going toe for toe, fist for fist, punch for punch. And Postol breaks the contact. And I believe he broke the contact, number one, because Terrence Crawford punches were affecting him, but also because he is a boxer. And he knows very well that that is not boxing, and it's not the position that he should be in order to win a fight. After he broke contact, it seems like he made the realization that this is not a normal boxing situation. He is in the 12th round of a fight that he is losing by points, and he needs a knockout to win. And he promptly re-engages with the suicide with the suicide attacks against Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford hits him with a couple good shots, almost drops him. He comes back, hits Terrence Crawford with a couple good shots. And then about 40 seconds left in the 12th round, Postol clips Terrence Crawford. Very slight, you could barely see it. But after this punch, Terrence Crawford instantly goes back to the game plan. He backs up and starts showboating. He starts sticking his tongue out. And I've seen enough boxing matches to know that when a boxer gets hit and they start doing this, they're usually acting. So in my mind, I believe that Terrence Crawford was hurt by Postol in this moment and broke away from the action the same way that Postol broke away just a few moments earlier. 40 seconds left in the fight. He ran the clock out, circled the ring, and the fight ended. Terrence Crawford was victorious. Okay. So what do we take from this? First and foremost, Postol fight proves that there is a strategy that is significantly advantageous when it comes to the fight against Errol Spence. All right, definitely a Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney type boxing style would give Errol Spence a lot of problems with mobility, because Crawford is very, very, very mobile on his feet. Okay. The problem is that what I think is Crawford's biggest flaw, it showed itself in this fight. It showed itself in the 12th round. Right? When the pressure was put on Crawford, he returned fire with fire. That was not the plan going into this fight. You could tell by how he fought the first 11 rounds. He engaged fire with fire, head to head with Postol, and it almost cost him. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I don't think Terrence Crawford has a top-tier chin. I think he's a top-tier fighter. I think he's a great switcher. He goes from orthodox to southpaw really well, probably the best that anyone's ever seen. But Terrence Crawford is an advantageous fighter. Well, what does that mean? Some people call it killer instinct, right? But I'm from the streets, and I know that if you take full advantage of somebody that you know is weakened, then that's a character flaw, okay? Terrence Crawford's wins come from taking advantage of weakened opponents. Now, the fact that he was the person who weakened the opponent in the first place definitely plays a part, right? We can't take the credit away as if somebody else just weakened the opponent and he ran in there and finished them off. No, he weakened the opponent, he caught them, and he hurt them, and then he rushed in and took advantage and finished them off. But a true trained boxer such as Errol Spence, when they get an opponent weak, they come in steadily, not recklessly. Body shots, head shots, until the opponent is down. A person who lacks confidence wouldn't allow that. A person who lacks confidence is going to end it as soon as they get the opportunity. Now, these guys are fighting for a lot of money. There's a lot on the line. So I won't say that Terrence Crawford lacks confidence, which is why he ends the fights in the way he does. But I will say that we see the best Terrence Crawford when we see a weakened opponent in front of Terrence Crawford. I will say that. I just don't think that he has a top-tier chin. I think he's been hit by subpar opponents, and he's been hurt by subpar opponents that had subpar power, okay? Gamboa had been knocked out over 13 times, knocked down at least over 13 times, okay? Subpar power rocked Terrence Crawford. Postol, he's got decent power, but Crawford didn't want to stand in the kitchen and exchange that fire with him. So, luckily for Terrence Crawford, I haven't seen Errol Spence with the type of punch that would put Crawford in that stanky leg position. But I will say that the Postol fight, I would advise all of you guys that really know boxing to really, really watch the Postol fight and really analyze what you see in Bud Crawford, the pros, the cons, and see if you see what I'm saying, because I don't think there's a better fight that you can get a good assessment of Terrence Bud Crawford than the one that he fought against Postol. Anyway, those are my thoughts of a rambling mind. Like, share, subscribe. Drop some comments down in the comment section. I respond to every single comment. and I'm out.